Stop wasting time creating courses no one wants, just like Andy was when I first met him. Andy was a career coach who desperately wanted to stop trading his time for money. He was fed up, charging by the hour, worn out and worried that he would never free himself from the treadmill of one-on-one clients. Not only that, he found himself repeating the same information over and over to different clients. He felt like a recorder set on a constant loop. He thought that maybe the answer would be to create an online course, but where should he start? So let's look at the 5 steps I worked through with Andy to get his course launched to profit. First, we brainstormed topic ideas that Andy thought his audience might be interested in. Now, initially, these ideas originated with the material that he was repeating during his one-on-one sessions. But he didn't stop there. He didn't assume that he knew what his audience wanted. So he took a step back, clarified who his target audience for the course was, and then took his brainstormed ideas to those people, researching what they really wanted to know. He sent a survey to his list with 5 ideas for his courses to see which they preferred. He ran polls on his social media sites as well. And from this research, he was able to identify one topic that rose above all the others that became the focus for his course. Okay, great. So now Andy knew his topic. But how would he deliver this course? So in step 2, Andy took a look at the various tools and platforms that were available for him to deliver his course. And there are a lot, ranging from Kajaba to Udemy to Teachable, Rizuku, Thinkific, as well as self-hosting options and more integrated systems. Knowing where to load his course material was a great step for Andy to resolve. He was beginning to see how this could work. But what format should he use to present his material? When he was working with his clients individually, he used a lot of worksheets and drew diagrams on a whiteboard. But if he just provided the worksheets to download, people might not understand how to use them. So Andy decided that the best format for him to use was to create a series of videos to go along with the downloadable worksheets. He decided he would record using his phone's camera and mic to start with, and then invest in a better quality camera later on when he'd made some money. He realised that he would also need some video editing software and decided to simply go with the one that I was using, Filmora, to save him the heartache of researching. Andy was getting really excited. He could see his course coming together. But now he was stuck wondering how to create his content in a way that would engage his students. Andy knew that using videos had many benefits. His students would be able to see him and get to know him by hearing him on screen. He'd be able to explain the worksheets in more detail and draw diagrams illustrating what he was saying, just as he did with his individual clients. He started to come up with ideas to keep his students motivated throughout the course, to make it interactive, a two-way learning experience. And we talked about the idea of using quizzes and discussion forums to keep his students engaged. I showed him how to create an outline for his content and how to use storyboarding to create captivating scripts that would keep his audience riveted. As we completed Andy's course outline, he looked at me in dismay. "Carrie, this is all great, but it's so much work. What if I spend all this time creating my course, but nobody wants to buy it? I'll have wasted time and money." And this leads us nicely to step number 4, how to market and promote his course. I shared with him the strategy that I use when creating courses and programs of marketing a pilot version first. Before Andy spent his time scripting, recording, editing all the videos and pulling all the materials together, he learnt that he could market the idea of his course, sharing the details of his outline and what his audience would get, what they would be able to achieve by the end of the course. Marketing must focus on the benefits that people will get, not so much on the details of how they're going to get there. So Andy created a sales page that detailed this and invited his email list to a very special once-only offer for the pilot. His excitement was palpable when he told me that he had 5 people sign up for the course. But he wondered now, how could he pull it all together? So we discussed how he could create the material for each unit just ahead of his students. In effect, he was being paid to create his course. Andy was over the moon. He'd got his course created, spending the same time delivering to 5 people that he would have done to just 1 person. But now what? He'd not made much money selling his course to just 5 people at a heavily discounted rate. How could he then scale his program and free up his time even further? And so the next step to launch to profit is to scale and monetize. So Andy could earn residual income from all his hard work. We looked at various options to run his course long term, such as how much involvement did he actually want with each run of the program. Andy decided that he really liked working with clients and so added group calls into the mix of his program, where students could ask him questions and he could further explain and clarify the video content. We explored different pricing strategies he could use, from one-time fees to subscriptions and bundles, and I showed him how to set up payment gateways and manage refunds. Andy wanted to only run his course a few times a year. So we created a simple launch plan that allowed him to run his course at the times he wanted to throughout the year. He created a simple gift funnel to continue to build his list, so he had a constant stream of people to offer his course to when the next launch came around. Andy was able to go from the kernel idea of wanting to add courses to his coaching portfolio to having a full-blown 4-week program launched in a total of just 9 weeks from scratch to profit. Andy couldn't believe it, and he's already thinking about ideas for his next program. He's now clear on the creation process and how to launch, but now he's wondering how to make the marketing evergreen, so that he has to spend less time marketing and more time running his courses. To do this, he's looking at adding webinar workshops to his funnel, but you're going to have to wait for the next video to be released for that. Meanwhile, if you're wondering how to get started with your business and spot those opportunities where you might be able to add courses that your audience will be eager for, why not check out this video next, where I share the steps to follow to get started. I wish I'd known this when I started out over 20 years ago. I know you can do it, so why the hell not? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.